Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hopefully we are live. How's everybody doing out there? Need to
Hi. Hello.
make sure that if we've checked it and everything is a-okay, then we can move on. It says yes. Stream Element says I'm good, so that's it must be good, right? Gotta love platforms.
Yeah, a little bit of lag, but I think it's on my side more than it's yours, but it's all good.
Yeah, I don't have any of the fancy intros yet because I wasted my time doing other stuff. I don't think I wasted my time, but hopefully y'all don't mind that there's not a fancy intro up
I
here.
think you wasted your time.
As y'all know, I am Rachel D.
Shame on you.
Adams.
Didn't waste your time.
Oh, really? Okay. And this is my sister from another mister, Don McClellan, also known as Tina. I call her name wherever we happen to be. My co-author.
Yeah.
I see Gavin's here. Let's go back up here. Boop, boop, boop. My Mama Maggie is selling our merchandise, y'all. Love her. She's got it up there in the stream.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
book
Mama.
one is free. You know how much trouble it is to set something at free at Amazon? It is.
Mm.
Hey, Eva.
And I'm so glad that you do all that.
You're very welcome. One of these days. One of these days. Alexandria, hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Ika.
Thank you, Mama Maggie.
I've been here since Rita Sprints. You are a loyal fan.
Aw.
Loyal.
Thank you, good.
Thank you. Hey, Sam. Gavin popped in. You're here. Yes. You're
That's
all good.
right.
Thank you so much. So prompt. Look at that.
No such thing as wasting time.
We try. We try. You won't believe it. We were practicing. So we had a scene picked out, and we kept stumbling over that scene because it was so long, and both of us are having trouble.
Yeah,
With our
throats
throats.
are not the best,
So last minute we were practicing another scene that's shorter.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't know if my throat's gonna hold up. I was like, well, we're gonna be on even ground this way. So
yeah, I think we picked a section that is even for us. So everyone's saying hello to everyone else. That's so sweet. Everybody's saying they can hear and see us. Awesome. Hello, hello, hellos. Fancy intros are addictive to make. Yes, they are. I used to have several. When I used OBS, I used to have several, but they're gone. They met their match with my mad organization skills.
And I'll be honest, I'm not on this enough to have a fancy introduction. So all you get is, hi, I'm Dawn. I usually am in the shadows until Rach drags me out. So, hi.
Thank you. We're trying our best. This all started out, y'all may not know the story, but it all started out as a hobby. We were doing just to enjoy each other's company and to enjoy getting away from reality for a while. And we kind of became addicted to it. So, yeah. So question, introduce one another. You want me to introduce Tina, or you want Tina to introduce herself, etc. and so forth, back and forth? What do you think? That is not a question. What? That's not a question. Yes, it is. Oh. Hello, Heather. Let me go ahead and get through these a little bit. There is no wasting time. It's called product distraction.
That's right.
You worded it differently. You caught me off guard there, Mama Maggie. I thought you were going a different direction. Ain't no party like a book launch party. That's right.
Right.
That's right. C for command. Congratulations. Thank you so much, JC. I really appreciate it. Let's go back through. Heck it right. All right. So my website is fancy because of WTC Creatives. That's the truth. All the congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This book was extraordinarily difficult. So
it was a hurdle. A lot of frustration on her part and just venting. Yeah, it's good. I know she's like, thank God I'm done with this one.
Well, you have to be that way too, because I was just like, hey, yo, we need to do this. At the last minute, right before Jenna got it, we added 2 freaking chapters that we actually didn't use in this book.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, we have some questions. Well, that's good.
I'm excited to see the dynamic. More like you introduce the other. Oh, okay. It's like one of those game show things. I need a Cineas for.
I need a Cineas IV.
IV. Okay. Oh, Tap's arm. Got it. That's the nurse. Okay. So Tina and I met while we were on a collaborative writing group. We had a fantasy group called Dragon Fantasies, if I remember correctly, and a urban fantasy group that was called The Clandestine. All right. I think, yeah, I got that right. There may have been a couple more, but those were the originals that I remember. Do you remember any different ones? We didn't get started on Marvel until, gosh, a couple years later, right?
Yeah, because we were Dragon Fantasies and Yahoo. And then we went to the Google groups. And then we came back to Yahoo. And then we were on that other pad thing that we were on for a while. And then we went to Google. So
yeah.
So I can't name all the groups that we've written in together. Good God.
We even had a sci-fi at one time. No, twice.
Twice.
Because one of them was Q's. He was doing an experiment for his journey to becoming a professor. So a doctor. So yeah, but she is a nurse. She has had an amazingly adventurous life. As soon as she says that she's been a nurse in corrections, everybody's like, really? I have questions. So yeah, I've been able to kind of travel through all of it with her, and she with me. We had kids. We actually have a couple kids that are about the same age. And so we've had that journey too, venting to each other and, crying on each other's shoulders and asking each other advice. And of course, the writing helped us escape sometimes. Sometimes there were times when I would come in and be like, I don't care who, we just need to write. I whatever. And she's done the same to me. And it's been over 20 years now.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we've been good for each other, I guess. I mean, we have our differences. I mean, we're not exactly the same, don't get us wrong. But yeah, I think we balance each other out pretty well. We've had a lot of experience with typoes on each other's part. So we can auto-correct each other rather well. Yeah. Oh, cool, Ava. She says she has a cousin that does this corrections and medical. That's what I did. I did medical corrections, and then before that I was an immigration officer, corrections officer. So yeah, I've been on both sides.
Want to try mine? My intro?
Oh my gosh. Well, Rach is a mom. She's an author. She does a lot of stuff on her computer as far as the YouTube and a lot of streams. She has her own business, and her husband has his own company and business. So they went together and made a business together. And he builds the websites. So he built us the wonderful website that we have. He just wrote his book as well. So she's been very, cheering in his section for his book. I know she's been pushing that a lot. So she's been pretty busy. She did work in medical for a little while, but it was more on the office side instead of on the floor side. Where I'm on the floor side, she's in the office side, which is where I'm at now. But
that was the most of the time when we would go and complain to each other was because of that. We understood both sides.
Yeah. She loves her girl trips. She takes girl trips, and it's wonderful. I've actually got to enjoy one of her girl trips with her. Got to go and hang out. Even though we're a million miles away, it seems like we managed to make this work. And I've actually gone out and seen her twice now. I've been out twice. Mm-hmm. So in 20 years, I've seen her twice. In person. So I think our friendship does really great for, that. So yeah, she does write her own stuff, by the way. She does a blog and writes articles, and she has her own little writings as well. So she's a busy person too.
Kevin, I did not ask you to torture yourself.
Oh.
I did not. I'm going to go on record.
I'm sorry. Thank you for taking it, but oh my God.
Thanks for the congratulations,
though. Ooh, Hennessy. Ooh. Yeah, no.
Shocking memories of Mad Dog 2020 popping into my brain, too. Oh.
Why'd you have to bring up Mad Dog, man? That's like bringing up Trash Can Punch when we were when we were kids. You remember everything that they threw in Trash Can Punch? That's what I'm reminded of when people talk about like Mad Dog 2020 is like
Tub Punch.
Yeah.
Tub Punch. That's one of the ones too.
BYOB, just bring your own booze and toss it in there.
That's typical, I think. One time to take for meeting and getting together. It wasn't until actually more recently when we went to the mountains. We met each other on a girls' trip in the mountains. And that was crazy. It was crazy that it took that long, honestly. Oh and my girlfriends were like, hello, yeah, because they knew her vicariously through me. And they were like, oh yeah, she'll fit in. Yeah, we know that. We know that.
And then they went and put me on the side of a mountain. And I when we went on this the driveway, it was like going up a roller coaster. So it was crazy. Yeah.
Trash can sugar crash and more.
And then you add the Hawaiian Punch in there just to make it a little bit better. Yeah.
I want you to look at my beta readers being my moderators, and I love it. I love y'all. I love it. Shadow Legion.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes.
All this. Yes. I think there's a lot of horror stories of Mad Dog 2020.
Oh gosh, yes. It's good to know that even across a massive ocean, we all have our horror stories about Mad Dog 2020. I think so.
Yeah. That and Boone's Farm.
Side of a mountain is the best place to be sometimes, maybe. Well, recent history says no, but that adventure. Oh, honey. So yeah, it was an adventure. We had fun though. We had a blast, and then we did. And then she got to come down here for the Eastern North Carolina Renaissance Festival last year or this year, and we're going to do it again this year. But she's bringing her whole damn family.
I sure am. I'm bringing everybody, including my dog. So can't leave Milo out. He will suffer terrible depression. Can't leave my puppy out.
All right, let me go back to the question. I did mark them. I'm smart. If you have questions, definitely. We can just keep talking about things. But yeah, if you have questions, please let us know. We do have like I said, we've got a read aloud that we've picked to go over, and I think that that's what we're going to be doing, is just kind of talking and doing that right now. Which character do you love more after writing this book?
Oh, I'm gonna say my favorite is always and will always be Sebastian. I'm sorry, he's my favorite. It doesn't matter what book we're in. So, yeah, that's mine. My pick.
The one that grew on me was the asshole that decided he was no longer a side character. So Lagros. He did that to me in the middle of editing this book, or we call things different things. I guess draft three of this book, and I was like, hey, so what do you think about this? It got so bad in my brain. His voice got so bad in my brain that I actually went to her and was like, I know this means we're going to have to rewrite stuff, but what do you think about this? And he is a rogue. Think of a young... Huh?
I love the clash between him and Lucius. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Yes. So if you get the book, there's is it the third chapter? I think it's the third chapter. Protective Papa.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, our families wind up getting all kind of messed up and tied together. The Kennedys have this thing about them where they're drawn to dragons and dragons to them. In case you haven't picked it up yet, those of you that have read, and yeah, so Lagros is involved with a Kennedy accidentally, and he winds up going to the other world in book 2 without telling her that that's what he's doing. And we all know in book 2 that there's a specific scene where we all get to see him and Dante enjoying a night out on the town. And, well, she kind of knows something's up when he comes back. She's not stupid. But her dad is another dragon lord. So he's not happy at all with the situation. And that chapter, yeah, it's pretty telling.
Definitely a dad moment. Yeah, it's definitely a dad moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was awesome. Let's see.
The next one was, which character do you loathe entirely now?
I think we can share that one. It's Ezekiel. Yeah.
Yep, I think it is.
He just gets under your skin and grates on your nerves. So he's a wonderful villain. I mean, he does the part really well. But yeah, I'd say it has to be him.
See, I've always played Ezekiel, or written Ezekiel, as the case may be. So, you know, I like evil.
I do too.
So that's not that big of a deal for me. The person that, well, I just want to figure out if it's him that, I mean, he went down a spiral. He definitely did. But I think Desarian deserves some mention there too.
Oh yeah,
I think he does.
Desarian can get under your skin too. Yeah, definitely, and he's meant to. He's all right with not being a good guy. He doesn't care.
Dual Fam Vacation. Yes, we live 45 minutes from the Atlantic coast. So we will probably be going there a lot. We decided to move, me and James decided to move closer to the coast. And because he has an affinity more for the ocean. I'm more of a mountains gal, but we've always lived in the Piedmont anyway, so it was kind of like, we'll do that for a little while and see how it goes. So far, we've not been blown away.
Mama Maggie.
I have never drank either of those. I learned at a young age that if something made my alcoholic father hungover, it was poison. Oh.
Well,
Will it be an audiobook? It will. I'm trying to figure out how.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
We have to fund it, because I don't know that I could stand it being in one voice. That's the truth for me.
I don't think it would work in one voice. It wouldn't for me. But I guess it's because I'm used to the two of us doing it, so it's like two separate people, you know.
We love side characters. Yes, I know. I love them too. Otherwise, we wouldn't have all this other writing.
Yeah. We have a million side characters.
What every author feels in their soul, the one asshole that said he wasn't going to be a side character any longer. Yeah. But I still see Sidious and Gabriel as your main characters. Yeah. And then everybody else kind of comes underneath them. And the others are just going to have to share the limelight a little bit with Lagros. He's not going to be, I don't think he's going to be on a cover. I don't think. On his own cover, yes. But that's a companion story.
Yeah, we have a lot of companion stories. Yeah.
Oh, she gets so mad.
Oh, yes, she does.
Lagros dips in and has relations with lots of families. Cops.
Yeah.
In sci-fi terms, he is the rogue. He is my brain shut down on me. Not Luke Skywalker. That's what keeps popping in my brain. Oh, Harrison Ford's character. Why do I get Harrison Ford, but I can't get his character, which is famous, more famous?
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
He is like Han Solo. What happens in Ordia doesn't stay in Ordia. No, it does not.
That's what I was laughing about.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, there's an Easter egg in that chapter. Well, actually, no, it's the next chapter called Drakars, where they're going at it again about the situation. And there's a mention made about, you'd know about what happens when you go through those portals, wouldn't you, Mr. Dragon Lord? Yeah, Lagros was showing his tail.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jules.
Thank you. Yes.
This one has to have at least male and female. Which one? What's we talk about? I missed that one. Kickstarter throws money at the idea. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Maybe she's talking about Largos.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Lagros dips in, has relations with lots. At least one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants one of each. Han Solo. Thank you. See, everybody else was like, oh, I know, Gavin. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm completely. But I can't control this. We've already discussed this. I can't control it.
I can't control mine either. So
maybe time to turn that in that nerd. No, I'm not turning in my nerd card. Screw you. No. Brains be braining stuff they don't. Yes, that's so true. Yeah. So I decided to put together this carousel of all of our covers and upcoming stuff. In case anybody was wondering, we're going to have 5 total in this series. And this book was The Muddy Middle. And I'm going to say that's the reason it took us so long. because it kept not working out. It kept not working out. Because we've actually been working on this while we were also working on book 2.
Yeah.
We were also working on this. That's how long we've been working on this catastrophe that I think is finally ready for the world and therefore available to you now.
I like that. We think it's finally ready. Think. Yeah.
All right.
There's our demons right there. There's our twins. Yay.
Our twins. Donika did such a good job of capturing them. I did not expect it. I was like, this is beautiful. And I love the colors. The colors working together. Like I said, I think she went into my Pinterest and was like, oh, she likes that. Vampires and Vendettas is next. This is a little tease. Donika's still working on it, so I can't show much of it. But this is going to be a really tough one, because if you're an author and you know the trail of acts that happen, then you know that this little area right here is where catastrophe happens, and yeah, it's gonna.
And it's the perfect book to do it in, because Sebastian is catastrophe and chaos, so it works. It's good.
We have both of them. Mm-hmm. Cineas is chaos, Sebastian catastrophe.
Yeah.
And they got to figure things out in this book, and it's going to be kind of tough. They're going to go through that moment where the hero looks down and is like, what do I even do? Why am I even here? The Dark Knight.
And they're going to piss off a lot of people. Don't worry. It happens. Oh, yeah. Those two can't help but piss off people. So that's all right. Yeah, they're good about that.
And then, of course, we will have our big climactic, beautiful finale in the end, called Dragons and Dreams. We don't have anything here for you except the joy of saying we will have it.
Yeah, there's your teaser. It will be happening. That's all you're going to get on it. She just has to poke me and tell me which part we're supposed to be working on, so it will happen. But she'll get us in order.
In case you've already gotten the first 2 books before, we did do re-releases this year. So they have been re-released with some updated material. And of course, the first book, actually, we had updated some of the stuff on it. So on the cover. So that is just an FYI for everybody. And I wanted to say one thing, or do one thing real quick. A special thanks.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it.
A special thanks to people who make this professional journey easier to manage. You have become a shining part of my author experience and Dawn's through me.
I live vicariously through her on the publishing stuff. So
when she has more time, and when she is able to come in, she knows you too. Our beta readers, Morningstar, Mama Magie, and Sam Wicker.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's long. Okay. Our cover designer is Donika Misheneva. And our editor is Jenna O'Malley.
Jenna.
And yes, Tina does get to hear some of your comments too. And she's laughing too.
I get to enjoy them as well. It's funny. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride, that's for sure. I do think while there's a lot of interesting things brought up in this book. There's some stuff that comes to light that you're like, oh, I didn't know that. So, those aha moments, aha.
The aha moments, we really, we kind of stacked this book with several aha moments.
There is, but they're well worth it. So, but yeah, so.
We're speaking of an aha moment, we're about to read one.
Yes.
A bit of a surprise moment. Let me go ahead and get caught up over here. My throat. Thank you,
That's
Cassandra.
Okay.
Or Tamara, as I know you. Thank you. She says you rock and you work so hard. Gonna make me all emotional as shit. Hey, you gotta do it sometimes. You gotta do it. Cry it out. We love y'all. You're so welcome. Congrats. You are both wonderful and amazing. Aw, thank you so much. We try. Nobody's perfect, but we try. Especially for our characters.
Uh-oh, did my camera freeze? I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, it looks like it might have.
Hold on. Let me see.
You cannot have a StreamYard situation without having at least one gremlin show up to run across your screen. So, someone asked earlier if there would be an audiobook. Yes. We're just trying to figure out if what we're thinking about doing is putting that as part of our Kickstarter to see if we can crowdfund it, because we don't want just one. There we go. We kind of don't want just one person to read it for us. And so we need to make sure that we can fund it first, because those are expensive.
We're trying. It's a cloud. It's a thought there. So it's pinned. Trust me. It's pinned on her to-do wall, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we are going to read you guys a excerpt from the book. It's called The Coffee Shop is the actual chapter that we're going into right now. And let me pull it up and let me get something to drink. And then, well, you go first so I can get drink.
Well, I'm getting a drink too, so.
Why you gotta be that way?
Because I do. Because
I'm gonna have to duck. She's gonna throw something to the screen.
Okay, let's see. Gabriel finished his research for the day and put everything away where it belonged before he departed the chamber to head to the cafe. As he walked in, the counselor secured the door but looked back out the window to be sure he wasn't being followed. He'd already been through 2 run-ins with reporters. Any sane man would have remained at the council chamber or in his office, where security wouldn't let anyone near him. There he was safe from such intrusions into his personal life. Gabriel loathed Skinner had gotten under his skin. So tonight he found himself drawn to the coffee shop. He needed to be here, and he knew why. The whole place reminded him of the Dragon, from its old clockwork ceiling fan to the stone floors, the smell of coffee and vanilla to the case displaying cigars.
Gabe, hi there. Come on over and let me know what I can get started for you.
Hearing the bubbly voice of the woman at the counter comforted him.
Where have you been? You know we're open every day. You don't need an invitation, do you? Mariah asked as she walked to the counter.
It's been rather busy lately. Gabriel withdrew his wallet from his jacket. I'll take a cup of your lemon tea with just a touch of honey. He withdrew a 20 and held it out to her.
Sure thing. Mariah turned and filled a glass with water and placed it to be steamed.
Time seemed to slow as he watched her do everything for his drink of choice, up to her zesting a portion of the lemon to curl on top. She dipped the accompanying spoon in the honey and set it in the steaming cup. Has Professor Rodden been here?
I haven't seen him today, but he might come up the back trail before twilight. That's what he often does. If you wait on the back patio, you might catch him before he gets inside. It's nice out after all.
Sounds good. Charge me for his usual and send it back when you see him through the window, please.
Of course. Mariah took the money into the cash drawer and went back to what she was doing.
Gabriel walked to the patio, not bothering to wait for his change. She knew he wouldn't take it anyways. Sure enough, after about half an hour, Jean-Michel Rodin, aka Cineas, the dragon in a man's body, walked up the stairs. The terrace patio with stairs led up the hillside, and Gabriel knew they connected to trails beside Rodin's sanctuary. The tasker had obviously stopped at his home, for he was in cargo shorts and a t-shirt with old sneakers on his feet instead of his normal getup.
Gabriel.
I took the liberty of ordering your usual. No need to go inside. Gabriel had been enjoying his tea and had gotten comfortable by removing his coat and tie. With the top two buttons unfastened, he looked about as casual as he would get.
Glad you could pull yourself away. Jean-Michel was in a good mood. I've been working overtime with Sebastian on the missing counselor case, among other things.
So you've been busy with work. Gabriel looked down into his tea, not really wanting to think about the pair working together or not working.
Are you okay? Gabriel didn't answer since one of the braces delivered the order. When she was gone, Cineas asked, "So what's on the agenda?"
Wrapping up loose ends and finishing my preparations for both Dante's judgment and yours, so to speak. Gabriel sipped his tea and added, Skinner paid me a visit and attempted to dissuade me from continuing with my presentation to the council.
And that means he feels threatened. That's both good and bad. Cineas pointed out, "You need to have someone with you, Gabriel. I don't like you wandering around by yourself. Where's Devin or Eva? Hell, even the elf would be better than you being on your own."
I'll be fine. With a soft sigh that may have let on how long it had been since he slept, Gabriel rubbed at the bridge of his nose. They've been busy taking care of things too. Devin recently took the position of lichen counselor. Ava has been taking care of their two nieces and nephews, who they brought over, on top of her work as my assistant. As for the elf, Counselor Zenlyle is busy working on catching up. We'll be together tomorrow. But I can take care of myself. Director Skinner will do nothing to me. That would be stupid on his part.
Threats about more secrets, bribing, or worse may come next. It depends on how angry or frustrated you make Zeke. Gabriel, he's not playing. I was reminded of that after the portal. Don't let him get to you.
He didn't succeed in bothering me. Gabriel lied and immediately regretted trying when he noticed the disappointment on the other man's face. Cineas knew. Of course he did. He brought up something during the conversation that I want to ask you about. Another drink of tea, and Gabriel cleared his throat. He insinuated you had something to do with William's death. Is that true?
Secrets it is. Sidious looked down at his latte. Yes, it's true. He placed his elbows on his knees and held the cup in his hands before looking aside at Gabriel. What do you want to know? I said I'd be honest with you, but I don't know what you need to know or what you want to know. It looks like he helped. We have a subject to explore.
Though he had somehow known what the answer would be, Gabriel was still stunned to hear Cineas admit that Ezekiel hadn't lied. Some small part held out a bit of hope that the dragon would deny it. He wasn't sure why. Hearing it straight from the dragon's mouth had a much stronger effect than coming from Skinner. It took Gabriel a moment to realize he'd gone silent. He cleared his throat before speaking. I want to say that your answer didn't surprise me.
Gabriel, I never said I was a good person.
Ta-da!
And William that they were talking about was Gabriel's father.
Yes. And he had no love lost for his dad, so it's okay.
But it's still shocking to find out that somebody that you care about was actually the person responsible. Let's see. Speaking of the coffee shop, if you could ever do a pop-up coffee shop cafe for readers, which city or cities would it be? I mean, I would love to do the. Are you talking about having a signing? Because I would love to meet with the owners of Cafe Driotti in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, which is what this coffee shop is based on. Every description of it is exactly what you walk into when you go to that place. Now, the description of the inside and kind of how it's laid out in the books is a tiny bit different from what it is now, because you got to remember, we wrote these stories back in the early, was it? This one would have been what, 2000 ish, 2010?
Yeah.
When we wrote this part, maybe 2012.
Probably around 2012, maybe.
Yeah. So, so the shop itself has changed a little bit, but it's still a nice little coffee shop tucked away on the side of a hill. If you keep going up the hill, you run into the city. If you keep going down the hill, you run into more city. But this little area right here of peace and tranquility, it worked perfectly for Rodin's favorite place to go to hide out.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Mm-hmm.
I love this scene so much. I'm glad you love it. It's good. Lies. No one needs an elf. I don't know. This
some of
elf
my
is
characters would
pretty tough.
So, yeah.
This elf is pretty tough.
Yeah. And that lichen would beg.
Unless you need a living shield. Well, to be fair, that is exactly what Sidious would have expected of her.
True. That's what he meant. That's what he intended.
Thank you, Alexandria. I'm losing my voice again.
I like that. Listen, lies don't need to know. I should need a living shield.
Yeah, if you want more of that, then you need to read The Pax Dragon and Plight of the Pack, because the elves are the bad guys in that.
They are. They get their comeuppance for sure.
The elves are the bad guys, and the werewolves are the good guys. Well, some of them are. Some of them.
Say, well, some of them are. Others,
and the dragons are always the good guys.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sort of. Mostly.
Who are you kidding? There's only a couple of them I can even say that about.
Better an elf than a unicorn. Oh, Maggie, have you been talking to my oldest son? He hates both.
I have to bring a unicorn into it. Which one of the fighters?
Oh, Maggie beat me to it. Jenna has put another question up. Which one of the fighters, warriors, etc., are S tier? In other words, above all others.
If you're going by race, I
say lichen, hands down.
Oh yeah, lichen are.
But they even have berserkers.
Oh yes, they do.
So, yeah, hang on just a second.
They do. I love my berserkers too. My little crazed wolfies. I love him.
But if you're talking about a person, who would be the best warrior, you think?
I don't know, because
this leads to another question that somebody else asked me, and I'll bring it up.
Above all others. Well, Devon's really good. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good fighter. And he does know how to take out dragons as well as elves, as well as vampires. So he's pretty good.
I agree. Again, a werewolf, a lichen.
Yeah,
in
I
our
would
world.
I would have to say Devin, because he even takes his dad down. So yeah, down a peg or two. So
Which two do you think should which hmm which two do you want to see fight it out?
we always say we would love to see Devin and Sebastian go at it because they're always grating on each other's nerves. So
They despise each other.
they do. Or I would say Sebastian and Gabriel, but he would slaughter Gabriel. But I would say the ones that would go good toe to toe on a good fight would be yeah, Sebastian and Devin. Talk about letting a lot of aggression out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like real fight or
Or mm,
yeah, I agree. We were discussing that not long ago. I was like, oh, that's really good. Coming up with two that we would love to see duke it out. Oh yeah. I
because
kind of think
they've never really traded punches, to be honest. Um and because Cineas acts as a middleman, let's be honest. Cineas and Ava act as middlemen as far as that goes. Uh so that's about the only reason that they haven't gone rounds, I think. If they were left to their own, they would be going rounds because Sebastian pisses him off all the time. But who doesn't Sebastian piss off? Sebastian pisses everybody off.
yes, he does. Sebastian loves it. I think he sees it as sport.
He does. He's arrogant enough that he does. So
And then they meet the ones that wrap them around their fingers,
I know, isn't that funny?
and both of them are human. I
I
love
think
that part.
I think that's the funniest part is they're both human. You know, I like that.
The fact that I am a big Anne Rice fan plays no role in that whatsoever.
Oh, of course not. Never. Yeah.
Seeing Sebastian in any one fight would be amusing. We do have to find some of those scenes. We've had Sebastian go on
Mm-hmm.
some rampages. That's the reason most of the time people that are around him that know him will try to get him to stop before it gets that far. Because I feel like Sebastian took the role of warlord to heart.
He did. He did. Uh he where Cineas
He has
has
the big sword.
yeah, he does. He does have a sword and he has a big one. Um uh the thing is where at some point Cineas gained a little bit of a conscience. Sebastian didn't. He couldn't care less, and it shows. Yeah, the only reason he does some of the things he does is because of sin. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it. He's like, and he tells them honestly, the only reason I did this is because of you. Otherwise,
Oh, so sword is what we're calling it now.
Well, if you got it, flaunt it, right?
Y'all, I've been writing on my spicy book today, and you're not making the brain come clean. Why is it our responsibility to make anybody's brain clean? No, no,
If
no,
you're
no.
if you're counting on us to keep your brain clean, you're counting on the wrong people.
In our friend groups, we're usually the first ones to say, phrasing.
Yeah. And I am terrible. I'm the one that gets Rachel in trouble all the time. I sidetrack her all the time. So
She sets me up too. She will set people up. She's like, here, let me open the door for you.
that's right. Let me open the door. Just walk on in. You didn't really need to do that stuff today. Come on. And she'll tell everybody I'm her devil on her shoulder, so it's all right.
Yes.
I'm okay with it.
I thought it might be a tad bit little more safer than the other tab.
Yeah, we don't put we caution everybody. We're not for you really shouldn't pay attention to our stuff at work or anything. It's not work safe.
It is definitely not work safe. We go for it. Like we have had to edit stuff out in some places, but we're going to put all of that good juicy stuff into our stories, which is on my website, and it's popped up through a platform called Letterpress, so you can see the stuff that we've cut from the books, and you're going to see stories about the side characters. Some of the side characters that we've got stories about right now are let's see, we got the ones that you've seen in the books. Mira, Derek, and we've got, well, we haven't started Sam and Sebastian's side story, so I think we're kind of waiting until all of this gets done.
Yeah, because we'll give away too much.
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much, but we're doing it. We're getting the side stories out there. We've got Ash, and Avery, and then we've got we've actually got Lagros and Izzy out there too.
And then we've got Cody and Becca.
And then you don't know that you've met Becca.
I don't think they've met either one of them yet. So yeah,
like they've been mentioned in the story in the main series, but they do have stories.
And then of course we have the trio, Rose and Nathan and
John Sr.
Yeah. So we have their story there.
Like a good slice of apple pie. Yes, the scenes are NSFW side pieces. That's right.
Yeah.
Side pieces.
Rose and her harem.
Yes. So the character of Rose, Miss Prim and Proper, was not always Miss Prim and Proper.
No.
And we went ahead and started doing their backstory not long ago. I guess in the last year or two we started doing that. Like we knew parts of it. What we do is we tell their story, and as their characters in the main setting, then we're like, oh well, and we'll mention something from their background, and then my brain is like, hey, wouldn't it be neat if we went back and actually wrote about that?
We've actually talked about writing more about Sin and Sebastian's like earlier years, but then we're like, nah, because we'd really get lost in that.
I think so. Yes, Adia kinda, not yet, but kinda is getting a reverse harem.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's more of what they call, I think, a V, where you got Dante in the middle and you've got one dragon on this side and one dragon on this side.
Because he hasn't quite brought them together yet.
Very territorial about him. So,
well, I was very territorial about him too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So he's gone through several iterations in our brains, because they started out as stories in groups and in collaborative writing groups. We had to come up with face claims for them. So we would choose like a celebrity or a model or, somebody else to be the face of that character. And I don't remember who Dante started off as, but he was at one time David Boreanaz, Angel.
Yeah.
From Buffy. And now he's graduated. Because when she was talking about who to use last time, it was, you want to say it?
But it's the younger version of him.
The younger version.
Jason Momoa, but the younger version of Jason Momoa before he had all the beard and everything. So yeah, because he's
Like
big and he's tall, and um, yeah, that fit more him.
I pictured that more as when he becomes his demonic self,
Yeah,
if that
well,
makes
that
sense.
works. Mm-hmm.
In my brain. Like the Silent Ones, it's the prim and proper characters that are never quite what they seem. Dangerous little beasties.
Oh, and she can be dangerous. She can.
She said, yet. She said, yet. You caught it. Always the yet.
Always the yet.
There's
That's
a
right.
lot that happens.
A lot of things that happen.
But I created, and then Dawn helped kind of reestablish the idea behind dragons as they are naturally polyamorous. They don't see a problem with it whatsoever, so long as not another dragon is involved.
Right.
So that's your hurdle. That's the hurdle right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Where lichen are more like their one mate and they're good. You know, they don't need to go outside of that. Vampires just don't care. They're they're in it for everybody.
They're chaos.
They don't care. If it looks good, they're gonna take it. Yeah, you know. Um, but yeah, um, I think the way that we have the dragon set up is interesting because we do have a lot of conflicts between dragons over people, and conflicts between people and dragons over other dragons. So you know, it's not selective. It's not individual. We just kind of mix it in there all over the place. We don't want anybody to feel too special. So yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Well, I think we've come to the end. We got to spend time with you guys, and I really appreciate everybody. Tina?
I appreciate everyone, and all the questions were great. Anytime, absolutely. We love that y'all came out and hung with us. Blah. Sorry, my voice is going. So,
That's
um,
part of the reason I'm like, okay, I think that's it for me.
yeah, um, we love that y'all came out and hung with us and helped us celebrate the release of our next book. It's awesome, and thank you for taking part in it. Mwah.